I hate the motorcycle sounds. Hello, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. So today I woke up and I was thinking about what I can share with you, and I thought maybe I should tell you a little bit about my depression story. It's actually a really long story, and I think it might take a bit of time for me to actually tell you everything that has happened in my life. So I'm gonna do a little short summary about my experiences, and next time I can tell you a little bit more into detail about it. Also, I will be sharing with you about how I have been coping with my depression, how depression has been affecting my life throughout all these years. So let's start from the very beginning. I was brought up in quite an abusive environment. This is actually harder to speak about than I thought. I'm sorry. So for the longest time, I have been depressed. I have always felt really down. Ever since I was a kid, I had no motivation to do anything. I just wanted to hide all the time. And also in primary school, I was a fat kid, so I was always bullied. There was even an incident where I was actually beaten up in school just because I was fat. And yeah, that actually traumatized me. When I went on to secondary school, I wanted to find my place in the school. I so desperately wanted to fit in, but like there were many things that I could still not relate to, so I still felt really left out. When I was 15, secondary 3, something really traumatic happened to me. I'm not ready to actually speak up about it now in front of the camera to so many people, but there was this thing that happened in my life. It completely changed me. It completely changed my life, and I still get flashbacks. So at 15, I was diagnosed with depression. I couldn't talk to anybody about my depression. I couldn't tell anyone what happened to me because at 15, no one would understand. I didn't know who to turn to. I couldn't talk to anyone. I only told one of my best friends about it, and you know, she tried her best to help me through it, but I could also understand that the incident and whatever I'm going through is really foreign to her, so she couldn't really do much for me. And I started cutting myself. I was clinically depressed, and having depression while going through this major examination was one of the hardest things I had to face, because all I wanted to do was to die. I was given medication, but I totally stopped the medication because I didn't feel like it was helping me. Eventually, when I graduated secondary school, I went on to Singapore Institute of Management, SIM. I completely just let myself go in a way that I turned into a wild child. I had zero self-love. All I wanted to do was, you know, to get drunk, get high, and just party all day, all night. I would find excuses just to drink, and there was even a point of my life where I was drinking every single day. I had no self-love, I had no self-discipline. I just hated myself so much. I made friends with many people whom eventually were very toxic. I made many horrible decisions during this point of time that I didn't really know exactly what was right and what was wrong. I literally have no recollection of most of the things that has happened. I can only remember the bad things and the bad decisions I've made. Almost all the decisions I've made were horrible. Having depression was like a topic that everyone would avoid. I used alcohol to, you know, hide the fact that I have depression. Try to make myself not feel depressed, try to make myself forget. When I turned 19, I got into a really abusive relationship. It was abusive physically and mentally. These 2 years made my depression worse. I attempted suicide 4 times, and every single day I just felt like I wanted to kill myself. I just wanted to die. I wouldn't say that I wasted 2 years of my life, but I felt like I put myself through so much during that 2 years. It was very unnecessary. So after that relationship ended, there was a period of insanity, but it came to an end, and I gave myself two options. It's either I kill myself or I had to leave the country, because of everything that has happened to me. It drained every single bit of energy that I had left. I was suicidal every single day. I couldn't make any right decisions. I kept making mistake after mistake after mistake. I go to bed, I'm so sorry, I go to bed feeling like I do not have any more self-worth. I felt disgusted with myself. Eventually I decided that I should leave the country. I moved on to Philippines. I moved there for work, and the first few months were great. You know, I was out of hell. I was in a new place where I could start a new life, be a new person. But the thing that killed me really was loneliness, because I had nobody to turn to. I didn't have enough time to say goodbye to the people who cared about me, and you know, I didn't even know when I would be back. I stayed there for about a year and a half. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I just felt like something wasn't right in my life. I didn't feel right. I knew there was something wrong with me. Bipolar disorder cannot be cured, but it can be stabilized. So I was put on antipsychotics in the day and antidepressants at night, but I refused to take the medications because I know that it would not help me, and it would make me feel worse. Being bipolar now has made me see many things in a different perspective. I am more aware of my surroundings. I want to be more involved with myself. I want to start to be more conscious about the things that I do. I try to take note of my mood as often as I can. I have a journal that I write every single night about my mood for the day, you know, my physical health, what I've done throughout the day, and just a little bit of what I'm grateful for. I have learned to forgive the people whom have wronged me, but I'm still working on forgiving myself for the mistakes that I've made in my life. Who I was previously is a whole different person from who I am now. So how I've been coping with bipolar disorder over these few months is through exercise and healthy eating. I do not have the cleanest diet, but I try to eat as healthy as I can. I try to be more aware of the things that I take in, because they say you are what you eat, right? So I try not to eat too much things that are unhealthy, that will harm my body, because an unhealthy body will affect my mood. When I was in Philippines, I used to hit the gym almost every day. I would do some cardio and weightlifting. But right now that I'm back here in Singapore, I do not have a gym membership, so I don't go to the gym. But I try to do as much home workouts as I can, and I try to go to the park for a run as often as I can. My lifestyle is the biggest influence on my mental health. I know I just want a better lifestyle. I just want to live better, eat better, and feel better. When you exercise, your brain releases this chemical called endorphins, known as a natural feel-good drug. So it works almost like antidepressants, but I am not recommending you to start self-medicating. This is what I'm doing for myself, and it has worked pretty well for me. The last few months has taught me a lot about self-love. I am now starting to really love and respect myself. I no longer blame all my mistakes on daddy issues. I am really committed to just loving myself, respecting myself, and getting better from, you know, being depressed. So Soul Addict has agreed to partner with me for the next 10 weeks through a mental and physical health transformation. I am going to show you guys how exercise can really affect a person's mood, and how I have been using exercise and healthy eating to deal with bipolar disorder. I do not have the best advice for you. I'm not a professional. I still need a lot of guidance, and I hope that to the people who are going through the same thing as me or have it worse, just know that, you know, you're not alone. I am going through a hard time, and I understand that many situations are really hard to cope with. Just don't give up on yourself, and maybe, you know, you can just follow me on this journey and we can go through this together. So I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.